Hi everyone, so this is a short video designed to help you understand some of the basic day-to-day controls within Glencontroller. In particular, this video will be focusing on controlling paradisos. What we're looking at on our screen in front of us here is one single paradiso connected to our network. We can tell which paradiso it is because this information is written both here and here. If we select multiple devices, we can add more paradisos to this display to control, and we can easily scroll up and down to see them. To remove a paradiso from this display, we can either click this cross on the corner, or we can click this tick over here. At the moment, we're just going to concentrate on looking at this one single paradiso here. Now, there's very useful information over here which tells us we have paradiso number 176 here. Effectively, if this turns red, the same colour as this, that indicates Glencontroller has lost communication with this device, and this is a very important warning sign for you. For day-to-day use, this is the screen you'll see. The graphics are designed to represent what you will see if you were sat at a Paradiso commentary box itself. So you have the volume controls for the three commentators, the mic on switches and the talkback switches. Directly from the Glencontroller, you can actually turn any of these on or off. So you can turn the mic on or off here. You can turn the mic off air and onto a talkback circuit here. You can also grab a headphone volume control and turn it up or down here just by left clicking with a Windows mouse. Within these little displays here, the top bar shows us the position of the volume control, and this reflects what is seen on the commentary box itself. Now, where the commentary box uses shaft encoders, there's no little white line on them. So the commentators have to use this bar information to see how much the control is turned up or down. The bottom bar here is a panning control. So this audio input is currently panned dead center. From Glencontroller, we can left click it, grab it, then pan left or right. Alternatively, anytime your mouse is in this area, you can use your mouse wheel to scroll it backwards or forwards to the point where you wish to take it. The paradisos have e-paper displays, and what is seen on these e-paper displays is reflected here on the Glencontroller. To change the labelling on the e-paper displays itself, it's really very simple. So what you do is move your mouse onto the label that you want to change. You right click and then type in your desired label, hit return, then this label is immediately reflected on the Paradiso display. If you're running a Paradiso Lite, you can still change the names on the controller here, but Paradiso Lites don't have any e-paper displays on them, so this change will have no reflection there. Another thing that is very likely you'll want to do on a day-to-day basis with your Glencontroller is change the input gain of your microphone, and that's done on one of these little sections down here. If for some reason you didn't want to see these input gains, you can click these little arrow buttons just here, and this will hide the gains from you. If we had audio plugged into this Paradiso that we're looking at now, we would see the audio level coming up and down on these meters here. These meters are effectively pre-mic on button meters, so you can always see what level your gain is set to. To control the input gain, you need to click these little buttons, which open up the controls here. Firstly, over here on the left, you can select whether phantom power is turned on, and that's 48 volts here on the Paradiso, or whether the input is just for a dynamic mic, or even if it's a line input. Right now, I'll set it back to phantom. This pot here, this adjusts the input gain. You can really easily just left click it with a mouse and adjust the gain level of input gain. You'll see that as I was turning this pot, in the box here, it shows how many dBs of gain that are currently being applied to this mic amp is shown. If you know you want a particular level, you can just highlight these figures with your mouse and overwrite the current data with your keyboard, then hit return, and that gain setting that you've just input will be applied to your Paradiso. So there are a few more controls here, including this other little settings icon next to the gain. If you click this setting icon, it opens up some more options. The first three are compressor setting inputs, and these are all reasonably obvious enough. So you have enable inline mode, and basically it's expected that if you're using a line input on a Paradiso, then the likelihood is that the audio source you've got is already controlled, and therefore you may not want or need a compressor in circuit with it. Hence you can turn the compressor on and off there. Another setting is slow decay, and again this is obvious enough. Then the disable on-switched outputs means that you can have some mic outputs into the downplay network that are not affected by the compressors. It might be that you're using the compressors in the desk on your OB truck that you particularly like, and you're using these instead of the input compressors on the Paradisos. So this box allows you to do that. The last two tick boxes down here are input settings. These are to stop your commentator fiddling with and breaking your carefully set levels by disabling the hardware controls on your Paradiso. So if either of these are ticked, they will actually lock the associated control on the Paradiso. If you're a commentator on a Paradiso and this is locked, then if you try and adjust your gain control, then this bottom e-paper display here will actually display gain locked. This is just to give you an indication that the function you're trying to use on the device is locked from your usage. Now I'm going to unlock these to keep them all the same. Then once you're finished setting these up, you just hit the little back icon here and you're back to the day-to-day use view. So hopefully this video will have covered everything you want to know about day-to-day use of the Glencontroller, and in particular day-to-day use with Paradisos. However, if you have been left with any other questions, feel free to contact us on one of these links. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!